Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. We're back in the fish room. We have some jobs to do that have been forced on me rather than things I want to do, because my air pump, which runs the majority of the tanks in the fish room, has up and died. So as is fairly common with most fish rooms or multiple tanks, I run a system. It's not really a central air system in that I have one ring of pipe going around the room and dropping lines into the tanks, but I have one pump feeding multiple tanks. So all the tanks in the fish room have air in one form or another, and this Swell Maxi 2400 pump has served them well for 5-6 years, something like that. It has taken a bit of a battering. It's survived a house move, been dropped downstairs, left outside accidentally, so I can't complain that it's lasted this long. But yeah, I missed it running, but it started to sound like a tractor. So I ordered a new one, but even before it arrived, it died. So we might take it apart and have a look and see if we can resurrect it, but we have a new one to replace it. Here's the unit that I chose. It's the Hygger high flow low noise. The low noise was particularly attractive. The HG125-50. It comes with a manual, tells you all about it. You've got your little splitter here, which is quite good because there's lots of outputs on there, and a UK plug, which is always nice. Here you go, side by side with the old one. This is the new one here and the old one here. Very similar in construction and size and operation. The old Swell one, slightly bigger size-wise. Just to give you some technical details, this is 30 watts and pushes out 40 litres a minute. This is 25 watts and pushes out 50 litres a minute. So, more efficient, higher volume, lower power, time for an upgrade. It's a good thing to do. The only real difference I can see in terms of how they work is this one, you have to actually take off these screws, unscrew it, pop that off, and you can change the air filter in this one. Whereas in the Hygger one, he says with great difficulty, it's easy to open. It just pops off, the lid pops off, and you can change the filter here and give it a clean. So, tool-less maintenance, that's what we want. Now, let's see if it is in fact nice and quiet. So, straight away, you can see the decibels are changing when I speak, but it's roughly around about 50 at arm's length, without any sound dampening or anything. The other one was running kinda 60, wrapped in towels and various things, so it's a little bit quiet, but it's not quiet. It's quieter. But as you can see by it going up with my speaking, it's less than the sound of human conversation, shall we say. So that's a bit of a win. Let's see if we can dampen it a little bit. I'll save you a long and boring video of things that didn't work, but basically no, I can't dampen it any. It remains about 50 whether I wrap it in a towel. I've tried putting it in a polystyrene box over there, tightly packing it with things, which for the sake of 1 or 2 decibels, which was about as much as I could get, I'm more worried about causing damage to it by restricting airflow and maybe fire hazard even. So, as one more reminder, low 50s. Yeah, just leave it as is, I think. So for the air pump, in comparison to this, somewhat underwhelming. So it's going to save me a little bit of power, it's going to push out more air, that's good. Noise-wise, a little bit underwhelming. But I think that's just because I've been sat for a day with no noise. Without an air pump running in this fish room, it's deathly silent in here, it's very, very weird. But the old one, it was like a tractor, so we've definitely made an improvement. We've also got much more air going through, so I've noticed all the lines that don't have valves on them are going crazy at the moment. So I need to spend a little bit of time going around the fish room, putting valves on air lines so as I can dial the flow down to what I want it, and then possibly some kind of like purge valve on the end so as I don't get any back pressure and things like that. But for the price it was, which I can't remember and we'll put on screen now, I think that's pretty good. Longevity, who knows? Comes with a 1-year warranty, but hopefully it'll last me as long as this one has done, which has been a true trooper for a good 5 years or more. So there you go, one problem down. Another problem down is lights. We'll get onto that in a second. But I just wanted to take a second, because some people have commented in the past in some of my videos, and I've seen it in other people's videos, saying, does anybody actually buy Hygger stuff? And the only time you ever see it is when they've given it away for free to somebody. So I wanted to do this just to show you that yes, you can buy this stuff. So I have bought that with my own money. It hasn't been gifted to me by Hygger or anything like that. It's the one that made most sense financially, because it was the cheapest for the best performance that I could get. So yeah, spent my own money. So on that, here are some lights that Hygger have sent me. So all jokes aside, I did pay for the air pump myself. I bought that off my own back. I needed it, I bought it, and I'm happy to do so. However, Hygger have kindly sent me a bunch of these. I keep saying Hygger, I have no idea how to say it. Hygger, who knows? Have kindly sent me a bunch of these planted lights. They did reach out and say, do you need anything? I told them about a project I was building, this rack, and needed some lights for some additional tanks. I also want to upgrade the lights on Megatank, the original one. So they've offered me a bunch of these 2-foot lights. They're 24/7 really cool lights, but they were provided for free under the same principles I use for anything. So anyone that ever asks to send me something, I always say yes, as long as I can give you my true opinions. If I hate this, I'm going to tell you it's rubbish. If I like it, I'll tell you it's fine. So you'd be surprised how many people don't send me things. So if you see something on my channel, you know that they have agreed to those terms. And this is the light when you get it out. I've got a comparison of some, again, these are these Hygger? These are Hygger lights. These are bog standard LED lights that I've been running on Megatank for the last 2.5 years or whatever it is, which are fine. And in comparison, these are the new planted lights. So you can see there's a slightly different layout of LEDs, if nothing else. But I think the most striking difference, other than the quality of the light, is the controller. Yes, I am holding it the right way up. So as you can see here, there's more than just off and on, or the usual 3, 6, 12 hour timers that you get in this kind of thing. So there's all kinds of stuff. We'll go into it in a minute, but I am, as much as I'm a fan of tech, and I do like my tech, I kind of am a fan of things that don't require an app to make them work. I don't know why, like high-end lights like the Fluval, the new Fluval Plant 4.0s, you can't work them. You can turn them off and on, but you can't do anything else unless you have the app. So if you don't have your phone on you at the time, you're kind of struggling to what you can do, whereas everything can be controlled through this, which I think is kind of cool. So we'll get a couple mounted. In fact, we'll do half and half on Megatank here, so you can see the old ones versus the new ones to see what the difference is. But ultimately, I'm going to use them on various other tank projects that I've got around. So you'll see these on the channel, assuming they're okay, in the next few videos, no doubt. But let's do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. Okay, that's the tank lit with the two types of lights. On this side is the old lights, and on that side is the new lights. And as you can see, it's way dimmer. So I was about to launch into a scathing review about how terrible they are, until I noticed that the default position for these lights is 10% power. So if I go up and dial them up a bit, they have in fact got one easy button called Max that turns them up to the full, which gives us this. And again, I can't really see how this is coming across on camera, but this is super bright from where I am. And so one of the functions is you can just scroll up and down through the power settings. So there's 10%, 25, 50, 75, and 100. So, to my naked eye, that is doing the business. They have got this button called cycle, which in the manual is fine. It's got an English section, it's not translated terribly, it all makes sense, so it will talk you through everything. But it talks about the cycle button, which we'll press this. It just cycles through the colours. I don't know why anybody would want this, but it's there. Or you can just choose a colour. White, red, green, blue. Now I'm just describing colours. I'm sure you could do this on your own. Orange, yellow, another blue, another more different pink, and back to red. Or white. So this is full spectrum white. And within this you can dial in each of these colours. And as well as the regular timer where you've just got your options for 6 hours, 10 hours or 12 hours of light, you can be specific and set 24 hours worth all from the controller, which is the first time I've seen this. I've never seen this on another one. I'm sure there are other ones. Please feel free to comment below if there are other lights that do this, but I've never seen it literally attached to the lights with the timer. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to find a bulky timer plug for your aquarium lights. You don't. It's all right there on it. So hopefully that looks good, because from here it definitely does. It'd be nice if some of the fish swam in there so you could see them.
When you have an aquatic problem and a budget, there is a company to call. You might not be able to say their name, but their products cover it all. How do you even say Hygger? Get the products on the job. How do you even say hunger? Get all 800 watts. How do you even say Hygger? If you need bright, good value or explosion proof, just go for Hygger. Hygger. When you have to heat a lot of water, the thought can make you wince. Will it just empty my wallet or go wrong and kill my fish? It's a big old unit, just one fatal flaw. I wish it was an 8-inch and orange. How do you even say Hygger? Get the products on the job. How do you even say hunger? Get all 800 watts. How do you even say Hygger? If you need bright, good value or explosion proof, just go for Hygger. Hygger. The silent air pump might be noisy, but the lights work a treat. The heater is bright orange, but produces enough heat. How do you even say Hygger? Get the products on the job. How do you even say hunger? Get all 800 watts. How do you even say Hygger? If you need bright, good value or explosion proof, just go for Hygger. Hygger.
So there we go, that's the air pump, the high flow, low noise air pump. Describes itself as low noise and even says things like ultra quiet on there. If this is the ultra quiet, I take to hear what normal is. But it's doing the job. It's pushing out way more air than my old one was, so for the price of it, absolute bargain, can't fault it. And then we've got the ones that were sent by Hygger themselves, the 24/7 HG75 full spectrum lights. They've been running for a couple of hours now, doing really well. They're not getting too hot. A lot of them get really, really hot. They're warm, but not hot. Really like the functions and the fact you can do everything from the thing itself, the controller, rather than having to use an app. I'm fine with an app, I don't mind an app, but it is a nice extra. I don't know why people don't do both. I know lots of people prefer the app, I know lots of people prefer the controls, physical controls, so you've got the physical controls with this one. As I say, the lights were provided to me. There was also a discount code for anyone who's considering buying anything from the Hygger store. I'll put links in the description, but if you use the code Aquarium Adventures, you'll get 10% off anything and free shipping as well. I think that's just US only, but everything else is available on Amazon. I will put links in the description so you can sort that out and check them out for yourselves. What I can't do is tell you about longevity. You'll have to just click the subscribe button and come back in a couple of years, or watch all the videos until a couple of years and see how well they do. But I'm going to be using these on other tanks. We'll see how well they perform with plants. On smaller tanks, whether the customization options that are there really make a big difference, and we'll just see how we get on with them. But so far, really happy, and hopefully you can see it on camera, because I can see it in person. It's not quite night and day between new and old, but it's day and dawn, maybe call it that. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. As always, Friday night, 9 PM UK time. If you want to discuss any of this or anything else, or just have a bit of fun, come along and see me. Friday night, 9 PM UK time. See you then, or see you in the next video. Bye!